Welcome to Full Scope, a podcast designed to analyze the games that we love, the headlines of music, and the movies we can't forget. I'm your host, Wellington Burns. I'm my counterpart, Savon Morris. Packer Nation. How's it going, man?
We are here.
Always loyal. Always loyal.
Going good, man. I'm excited about getting into this. It's some good topics, as always.
A lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, we have a lot of topics to get into for this one. Obviously, some NFL, college football, NBA. Also going to do some album reviews in this. In the second half, we're going to do a review of The Killer. But start off with the Broncos' upset of the Bills on Monday night. Denver won 24-22 on the road, and Will Lutz connected on a 36-yard field goal attempt as time expired. And this was their third straight win. The Bills are, on the other hand, have dropped 4 of their last 6. And this is really interesting to see the Broncos kind of turn around, because at the beginning of the season, they were struggling drastically, but now they've been on a run currently. And then on the Bills side, we've been just almost every week disappointed in what they could be. And them, they also fired their offensive coordinator recently. Yeah. What did you think about this game and how it ended?
Again, we keep saying this week in and week out that Josh Allen is playing hero ball. 2 interceptions. The interceptions that he threw was ill-advised throws. He doesn't look like he's settled in and he's comfortable with the playbook. It may have been the offensive coordinator. It may have been the offensive line, or it may have been the running game that's non-existent. James Cook, I will say, had 109 yards on 12 attempts. He had a 42-yard long. Continue to feed him the ball. But like you said, the Broncos have turned it around a little bit.
I don't want to say all the way around. I don't want to say all the way around yet.
Not all the way around. They have their high moments, especially when they beat us. I was really particularly mad about. Tighter than Kurt Franklin's suits.
First punchline of the night.
So
melodies.
Man, but what I like from the Broncos, I think the defense is playing extremely good. They're averaging 3 sacks now, 3 to 4 sacks a game now since beating us. Oh God, I keep saying that. It just makes me just want to, choke something. Yo, too soon. Too soon.
But no, man. Now I'm having that image of him, which is going viral, the close up.
It just reminds me of baby boy, little Jody. But no, the defense is playing good. Russell is still not playing lights out. Obviously, he's in the tail end of his career. I think has two more years of being a starting quarterback, and then he's going to eventually just be a backup second string. But no, the defense is playing really good. I think that's the key of it, and the keeping them in close games. All Russell and the offense has to do is field goals or try to get, because in the red zone, the Broncos are top 30. They're number 30 in the league, which is terrible for them. But their defense is starting to bring it on. I think that's the difference maker. But the Bills, we see this game in and game out. Josh Allen is not looking like Josh Allen. And he's continuing to play hero ball, still trying to throw ill-advised throws. He's still trying to force things instead of letting the game come to him.
Just be natural. And it's not.
We don't need a BBL. We don't need a BBL.
We don't need a BBL interlude.
For all the dogs radio. That's for all the dogs.
And now get into the Browns comeback versus the Ravens. Cleveland won 33-31. They rallied from 14 down. The Browns had edges in rushing, 178-106, and also time of possession. And it seemed like for a point in the game that the Ravens were gonna run away with it and get to another victory, especially with their Thursday night game happening right now against Cincinnati, and kind of carry that momentum into it. But the Browns, they go on a drastic run. Obviously, the news of Deshaun Watson being out for the season is a big blow, big blow for them. But what did you think about this win for Cleveland, and also just kind of some of the issues you saw with the Ravens closing out that game?
The issues I saw with the Ravens are just extremely simple. They got beat at their own game, right? And the Browns had the better running game, time possession, and that's what the Ravens does with their offense. They're not a quick pass, quick, you know, scoring type of offense. They're gonna run it down your throat. They're gonna game manage, and then they're gonna take it off the top with a play action, or possible with a big run with an either of Lamar Jackson or Gus, or they have a plethora of guys they get the ball to. They got outplayed by their own game. And then you had 2 blemishes by Lamar Jackson, which kind of edges out and allows the Browns to get into the ball game and eventually win by 2 points. But I think that's the simple takeaway. They got beat at their own game. And then obviously Lamar Jackson has been darn near perfect this season.
And
had 2 blemishes late in the game and kind of changes the momentum, and it went to the Browns, and they capitalized every single time off the 2 interceptions. So I think it's simple, plain. I'm not worried about the Ravens. I'm still high on them. I still think not every team is going to be able to beat them at their own game. And the Browns obviously are a run first team, especially without Deshaun Watson. Even without Nick Chubb, he's out for the season. That's the second person out for the season. But you go get Kareem Hunt. You got these young guys. You're going to run the ball. That's what they want to do. They want to make things easier for the backup quarterback, and that's what they did.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's an interesting thing with even just that division, particularly. Like, what do you think about kind of the hierarchy? Like, obviously, the Baltimore Cincinnati game, that's going to tell a lot. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. What team kind of stands out to you? Like between Baltimore and Cincinnati, would you say like, yeah, this is the team I trust the most in the AFC North?
Ooh, Baltimore, Cincinnati. I think Baltimore showed more, even with the play injury with, first, I think it was first week or second week, J.K. Dobbins went down. But they steadily have gotten better. Even the game where they had like 8 or 9 drops, they turned around quick. They got OBJ back. OBJ had a touchdown last week, I thought the week before. So they showed improvement. Raquan Smith, I think I'm saying his name correctly. He has improved, I think, working with Ray Lewis and being able to come from the Bears and be on this team and be in the defensive mind organization. That lineage, I think, helps out. They have proved every single game. I think even with this loss, they're going to see the mistakes they've done. They're going to not capitalize, but they're going to adjust, and they're going to be better this week. And that's what I've seen for the Baltimore Ravens. 7-3. They're still ahead of their destiny, and I think they are more prime to be in that playoff run, because we always see Cincinnati come in at the tail end and try to squeak in. But I think this year is a bit different. I think we're looking at a different Baltimore Ravens team, and I think that's the little nuance in between the difference between
those 2 teams.
2 teams, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Absolutely. And now getting to the Texans' close win versus Cincinnati. Houston won 30-27. TJ Stroud led another game-winning drive that set up a last-second field goal. And Stroud threw for 356 yards, and this ended the Bengals' 4-game winning streak. And going into this game, I mean, that was like one of the most interesting games of the weekend, obviously, because I'm not sure if like casual fans have seen Houston as much, and that was kind of a game where people are like, oh, like Houston actually might be a team that can cause some noise. But we've been talking about it the last few weeks that, Houston, they're on the rise. CJ Stroud is having one of the most impressive rookie years we've seen in a while. What did that win kind of show you, especially on the road? Because we know how important it is to win on the road, and just, what they can continue to do going forward.
Man, this Houston team is young. They got a lot of young guys. They don't really have that many veterans on either side. But this team is young, and they have a young head coach. His first year of being a head coach, and we talked about this in DeMeco Ryans. Everything is going to take a minute. CJ Stroud had to let the game come to him. We talked about this last week, and him being able to slow it down and put the work in and looking at film, trusting his offensive line and trusting himself, and then the wide receiver core, and that chemistry is going to build week in and week out. This is a slow play for Houston Texans, and now we're seeing it into fruition. He had the one interception. When I was looking at the game, I was like, "Don't throw it, don't throw it."
Yeah,
and he threw it. That's the click of
nitpick.
being a rookie quarterback and like, okay, I'm really good. I think I could fit that in there, but that's an ill-advised throw. And instead he should have checked it down to the guy that was in the middle of the field. But then he adjusted and he made the right reads the next series. So that's what I'm seeing for CJ Stroud. A lot of people saying, is he the best rookie quarterback to ever? I don't think so. I don't think he's the best rookie quarterback that ever
Hold your
came
horses.
out. Yeah, hold your horses. But I think he's so smart, and people don't give him that credit and how he's the ability to make the game slow down, and that's with preparation. I think his preparation is different from any other rookie quarterback, and it's showing. But Cincinnati, man, that's why I said I'm scratching my head because most they don't know when to turn it on or off. It's like they're on autopilot. Something that's 4-game winning streak. We a lot of people counting them out, and then boom, this should have been a W for them. Just looking on paper, they're a better team than Houston Texans, but the Houston Texans came out and showed that they're willing to take that slow road and play and become better each week and beat teams like Cincinnati.
Yeah, man. What a win, and against a team that's been the AFC Championship a couple of years, so that was a big step up for them. And now getting to our Eagles Chiefs preview. Obviously, this is going to be a major Monday night game. Both the top two teams in their respective conferences.
Yeah.
He's giving that side, but I mean,
yeah.
No, but it's going to be really interesting to. I mean, there's going to be so many headlines in this matchup, obviously, and just kind of like the compare and contrast because, like we've reiterated, both teams have not looked like themselves the way we're used to seeing it. Obviously, Kansas City, it's like flip-sided. Their defense is the main headline because that's the strongest part for them. Yeah. More so of the offense, and then the Eagles, is trying to stay healthy, and that secondary having a lot of weaknesses. To you, what stands out to you the most in this matchup, and who would you give the edge to?
But before I get to that, what I was making the Facebook, because I know they're going to talk about Taylor Swift. I know they're going to talk about Mama Kelsey.
It's in Kansas City, right?
Yes, bro.
Okay.
Yes, bro. And
yeah,
she's going to be there. She's going to be there. He's going to take away from the fundamental of the game. And
Joe Buck and Trey. Well, Troy. You know any Taylor Swift songs? Joe. They're gonna cut to her so many times, bro.
Yes, bro.
People are like, literally before a key play happens, they're just gonna cut to Taylor, and it's like, look, I'm not trying to watch Taylor Swift. Do a celebration with Patrick Mahomes' wife.
Yeah, again and again, bro. It's like week 10, bro. Like at this point, this should not be headlines anymore. Their relationship should be waned, bro. I don't know if they're still together. I think this is a publicity stunt.
So we gotta stay together now.
Yeah, bro, you gotta stay together. They red carpeted this thing out from week 1. Even if but going back to the original question, and we're not going to let Taylor Swift take away from the Full Scope podcast. Here we go. So I have Philadelphia winning. And this is why I have Philadelphia winning, because their offense, even in their not being complete, I think they're the better offense. I do. Okay. I think they have a better running game. I think they have a better wide receiver core, and I think they have a better offensive line. And they have something called the brotherly push that I don't think anybody's going to stop until 2050, right? So I think that the offense is better, and I think that defense is going to get to Patrick Mahomes. And we talked about this. I forgot what the guy named who's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. That offensive line is still not steady. And they're going to go against a veteran / young core that can get after the football. And they showed that against Miami Dolphins, right? And I said that is going to be one in the trenches, and then we're getting after Tua.
Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, gunshots.
Baby. But no, they're going to get after Patrick Mahomes. Patrick loves getting outside the pocket. I don't think he gets away that often. They're gonna rally his throwing ability and get in his passing lanes. I think that's going to be the difference. I have Philadelphia winning. I don't know what the score is going to be, but I have Philadelphia winning.
They're going to come in revenge game. It's going to be that motivation. It's definitely going to be that motivation there. Because man, like I was talking to somebody about a Super Bowl, that was such a game for them to take over. Yeah. Like they really did. There was that Jalen Hurts fumble. Now this was on them. The holding.
Yes.
That was on them. Even the cornerback said, that was one on me. But there were just so many, like 1 or 2 plays. If it goes a different way, Philadelphia wins that. It was that close. So
I think that's one of the good Super Bowls we have in a while.
oh yes,
in a while,
definitely. And now getting to our to college football with Michigan's win over Penn State. Michigan won 24-15, and Blake Corum ran for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. Plus, JJ McCarthy made a few key plays. This is obviously your favorite to win it all. But what did you think about this win for Michigan? And obviously, well, every time I talk about the win, I just think about the coach's speech after, man. He like acting like it was like the Super Bowl. He's like, love these guys, man. That man was like, bro, I got a praise break.
Yeah, not a praise break. Not a praise break, bro. That's insane. But no, man.
Yeah.
When I watched this game back, I didn't get to watch it. I watched the highlights. And then and I think the game came on. I watched the first half. Michigan handled them so well. The score doesn't show what Michigan did to those Nittany Lions. And I know people are saying, bro, you are biased. I am a Florida Gators fan. Okay.
Farthest thing.
But yeah. God, we got Florida State. Oh. But I've been playing football for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. And when you watch football and you see a team that is a well-oiled machine that is committed, bought in, disciplined, and have talent on both sides of the football, you're going to notice. Like I always give Alabama their flowers every single year. Not this year because they're not disciplined. They're not fully committed. They have talent on both ends. But Michigan is that. And that score, 24-15, does not show what they did. They managed that game. They handled the game. They dominated for 4 quarters. It was just little things that happened that made them, it should have been a blowout, but they won it handily. I think they're ready for Ohio State. I think they're ready for the playoffs. I think they're still going to win. That's just me.
You heard it here first. Here first, man. I step away when it's Savon's corner. I step fully away.
Bro, you're funny, man. You're so funny.
All right, I gotta keep it going.
I was stepping away. It was so much credit.
But now getting into the Florida State's tight win versus Miami. You know, they won 27-20, and this is their 16th straight victory. They're undefeated in ACC play, and just like several other times in this season, they've been able to rally in the second half. And to me, this team hasn't looked the same as from the beginning of the season. There's been a lot more just struggles. They've looked shaky. You know, I put Washington ahead of this team because I really am been impressed with Michael Penix Jr. He's one of those guys. You're going to see him in that Heisman list. He has been one of the most consistent quarterbacks. But to you, what kind of stood out to you in the Florida State Miami game, and just what they are kind of struggling with, and why they're these teams they really should be blowing out, they're barely getting by.
I'll get to that, but I want to give them the flowers, and I don't do this regularly. Coach Norvell has instilled in his team to not quit and not give up. There's so many situations where Florida State should have lost Clemson, Duke. If the quarterback would never went out, they should have lost to Duke. Boston College, Miami. There's 4 teams right there that they should have lost to, but they find a way to win. And it starts with Jordan Travis, bro. The guy is a twig, and he breaks tackles like he's Walter Payton. I don't understand it. It starts with Jordan Travis. If they didn't have Jordan Travis at the quarterback at the helms, I don't think they're that good. Jordan Travis has progressed every single week. Yeah. Even when he wanted to play hero ball in the first game of the season against LSU, he threw that ill-advised interception and then quickly adjusted. I think that kid is a good quarterback, and he's the reason why they're so good. Now, their defense puts them in situations, and I think it's why they come close. The offense is scoring. The Coleman is the one-on-one jump ball is working. The running game with Benson is working. Their defense is not as good as it used to be. There's a lot of missing pieces. That secondary gives up a lot of points and a lot of yards. And they average probably like 165, 170 yards of passing. And that defense gives up an average of 95 to 100 yards a game. So that is where they get close and they get into these battles with these teams because they give up. It's a bend, don't break mentality because they don't have that front seven that they used to have, and they don't have that secondary. You look at that 2013 national championship team; they were stacked.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Oh my goodness, that was defensive line. Everything was stacked. They don't have that, so the offense has to put up 27, 35, certain amount of points to be able to keep up with it. So I think that's the difference. But it starts with Jordan Travis, and then that defense puts them in situations where they have to go play shootout football.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And now getting to our most intriguing Week 12 game, I'm going to go with Washington, Oregon State because, Oregon State has been a really physical team this year. Washington is obviously the more talented one, but their passing attack has just been clinical all season. And I'm seeing, I was reading an article today about Oregon State actually being favored over Washington. And it's a tough. It's historically been a tough game for Washington, but I would still give Washington the edge because Michael Penix Jr. that passing attack has been just so elite all season. Yeah. To you, what would kind of be your most intriguing Week 12 game?
That's interesting that you picked that one. I'm surprised you picked that one. Wellington. But that's a good one. That's a good one. Georgia, Tennessee. Got to stay in SEC.
Yeah.
Got to stay there. I think Tennessee still ranked after. I think they can play against this Georgia defense. I think that if he settles down and throws, get sponsored by For Other Dogs. Sorry. Was licking my leg, man. Just licking my leg, man. They lost. Okay, here we go. Joe Milton. If Joe Milton slows it down and stop trying to force throws, allowing his running ability to open up the passing lanes for him, I think they'll have a chance. Obviously, Georgia has a high-power offense. I am eating a crow because I said their offense is not as good as it used to be, and they've been averaging 30 points a game, Wellington. I have to eat that crow. I'm not going to do it live, but I'll eat it later.
Y'all aren't going to see the footage. Y'all are not going to see the footage.
Nah.
Don't even ask for it. Don't even ask for it.
It ain't on no dark pages either. But no, I think that's my game. I think that's my game for the week. Man, what's it called?
What's been up with us the last couple of weeks?
I don't know, man. For Other Dogs, sponsored by OVO.
Man, that sponsorship is different.
Yeah, man. When you get that sponsorship money, bro, I'm telling you, man.
And another major headline happened this past Sunday morning. Obviously, Jimbo Fisher being fired from Texas A&M, and the move is expected to cost the school more than $76 million to buy out Fisher's deal, which is triple the highest known coaching contract buyout. Man, what what an amount! First of all, but to you, what did you think about the firing? Obviously, it's been a lot of promise for him going into it when he originally came, and then it just hasn't met the expectations as we kind of usually see in these kind of like high pressured SEC situations. What were some of your takeaways from it?
They gave him longer than I thought they were going to.
Yep.
It's Texas football. You don't get that many shots unless you're a seasoned.
They gave him shot after shot.
But I think why they kept him because of his recruiting class. He was bringing in high quality recruits every single year, and it just didn't pan out on the football field. And I think one of the reasons him being the offensive coordinator. I think he should have gave that position up and hired somebody and just been head coach and just focus on that. I think with him, his play calling it's man. Sometimes it's like, Jimbo, why did you call that? Jimbo, you don't have that type of quarterback. Jimbo, run the ball. Jimbo. So I think they gave him longer than expected. That's a lot of money for one single coach. And these players, I'm glad they're starting to play these players because that's crazy. He's not worth that much money. You won one national championship. One. That was 2013. It didn't go nowhere ever since that. So you're not worth that type of money. You're not Nick. You're not. He's not Nick, man.
Not that
Nick,
guy. He's not that guy.
he's not that guy. So I think they gave him longer time than I expected, and I think it's time for them to move on. Now it gets tricky who they go after.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Who's taking over? Who's taking over? Because I've seen Dabo Swinney in the headlines.
Dabo's not going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, he's not. As much as Clemson is giving him, Clemson fans are giving him fits where. He went on that rant. He went on that rant about that one guy who was saying, "I'm sorry, I'm not pleasing what you guys want, Tyler."
What he said, if Clemson is Clemson stock, you better buy a lot tonight. Is when they beat Notre Dame. I was like, okay, all right, buddy. But whoever they get, they have to be defensive mindset. Have to have a defensive mindset. Their core has to be defense first, and I think that's what's missing in Texas A&M because the year they were really, really good. They had Von Miller, they had a bunch of other guys, they had a good running game, but the defense was first, and then the offense trickled out because a lot of people. We said this last week. A lot of people.
It's all good. It's all good.
A lot of people. A lot of people is Hey! Like a kid, man. Got to throw him out the window. For all the dogs. That made me laugh. I watched the podcast back, bro. I laughed so hard every
single time. That joke was so funny. Especially that one time where you were like, I don't know what I'm doing this with my hand. And I was just like, it's OVO. It's OVO. You know how they do things?
Yeah.
Man, that song can flow into the next song. It's crazy, man.
Ooh, all the dogs, man.
Bro, that was hilarious.
Oh my goodness. But whoever it is, there's a lot of good guys out there. I think they should has to be defensive first. Bring back that intensity. You're in the SEC. It's so bad that I don't know. I think it's Texas A&M who's willing to go to the ACC, or was it another SEC team?
I think it was Texas A&M.
It was Texas A&M. It's that bad. Yeah. No, bro. When Texas A&M first came over to the SEC, bro, they made a statement. They made a statement with Mizzou, and they've been good. And now they're in it. So whoever has to bring back that defense, because that's what SEC was known for. It wasn't known for the high power offense yet. It was known for the defense, putting people in stretchers. And I think that's what they need to get back to.
Definitely. In the left corner, coming from Saginaw, Michigan. You know him for the swipes. You know him for punching his teammates. Draymond Green. In the right corner, coming from St. Quentin, France. Rudy Gobert. One was preparing to choke the other one. The other one didn't see it coming.
Stop talking like that.
WWE's back. When you first saw the clip and then the suspension, man, what did you think?
First of all, Klay Thompson is so weak, bro.
Oh my goodness.
So weak. That's the first thing I saw. Was that. And then all of a sudden, Draymond, like he's been waiting to do this for the past 3 seasons. And he just puts the buddy in a headlock. And Rudy Gobert is like 7'1", right? Or some tall. And to be able to just keep here and break him down like a tree, that's crazy. Bro.
That's wild.
That's wild. Oh, look, a berry. And just plucked him down. And Rudy didn't do nothing.
He didn't even do anything.
I would have been doing this. He didn't do nothing. He just stiff like this. Oh. I was like, bro, this is wild. And it's in the first quarter,
It's in the first quarter. That's the
first quarter. That's crazy.
Do you agree with 5 games? Do you agree with it being 5 games?
For sure. You don't put nobody in the headlock. But I think it was worth it to set the tone. If you want to do that, you might as well push them.
He does do that. He does set the tone.
I mean, he old now. You know the old guys, they just like to toss him out.
They can't do anything.
Can't run down the court no more.
I hate those guys in the pickup games. You know they can't do anything else, but they're gonna rough you up.
Right, grab your shorts, hold you.
I'm
Come on,
like,
young buck.
man.
That's all ball, young buck. Nah, bro.
Cannot stand.
Your elbow went in my nostril. What are you talking about, bro?
Remember those like shoreline games we had, bro? Like some of the older.
Hey, bro, we had a Christian function, bro.
We had a Christian function.
Hey, bro, can you not with the elbows, bro? This is not 1978.
Damn.
Hey, Draymond. Man, I miss my dog. Yeah, 5 games is good. 5 games is.
Yeah, definitely. And now getting into kind of Anthony Edwards' ascension and Minnesota's just success so far. The Timberwolves, they're currently 8-3 and third in the West. They lost last night to Phoenix 133-118, but have been one of the top ranked defenses in the league. And especially for opponent field goal percentage, Anthony Edwards is just looking like one of the best, all around players, can score at any rate, but also do the dirty work defensively. What has kind of stood out to you about this team, and also just Steve Kerr said last summer in some of the world tour games that he felt as though Anthony Edwards was going to take that next leap. He's doing that now, and we're really seeing kind of him ascending to like some of the best all around players in the NBA.
Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about him, what we saw, and how he could take over games, his different packages, his different bag, as they love to say in NBA. This is fruition. This is him playing his position, his role, and now he's becoming the star player. He's like one seed this season away becoming the star of the I just got some you know how you swallow and then the spit will go down. I was choked. Okay.
Bruh, that literally
Minnesota
happened to me.
Sorry. I got 911. If you see me just like, what's the little thing in front of the store? They were, if you see me, call 911, brother. You got the address.
Got you.
But no, we're seeing Anthony Edwards becoming that star. And the first couple of seasons, he's just been playing that position, that role, until he can become that star. And we've seen that fruition in the World Games. But I think that's not even the biggest takeaway. Karl Anthony Towns is playing like a grown man. 21 points average, I think 5 assists, 2 blocks. Like he's playing like he's supposed to. And I'm tired of him switching up all his voices. Talk. Which one you gonna talk? I'm tired of your voices, bro. You got like 4 different voices. And all of them sound feminine. Bro, you 9'6", bro. Why you come on, guys. You know I called you. You know I called you. Yes, bro. I'm like, bro, this can't be this.
I called you.
You know this can't be his voice, bro. And then he want to get all deep and then, yeah, we need a team. We just play good ball. I'm like, bro, I've seen some. That's not how you talk, brother.
Yeah.
Whew, yeah.
How does he have 10 different voices?
But that's
like 3 minutes of an interview.
No, for real. 3 in them interview. I'm like, bro, how many voices you got, bro? And your laugh is atrocious. Atrocious. At this point, you're a serial killer. Gotta be, man. He got voices in his head. But I like their starting 5. First of all, Mike Conley, seasoned vet, Rudy Gobert, and then Carlton Towns is playing good. Jaden McDaniels coming to his own at your small forward. And then I think they have a decent enough bench. But I think the biggest takeaway is Anthony Edwards becoming that star. And also Karl Anthony Towns is playing like a grown man. I'm like, finally, bro. Like we have the spurts. It's a lot of like Jabari Parker. We saw spurts that he got injured. It's a bunch of names. I'm like, yo, but Karl Anthony Towns is starting to play like a real man, like a real big. And I like that because he is a versatile big.
He's got that. He's always had that potential. He's always had that potential.
Always had that potential. And I think being by Rudy Gobert, who is like a prototypical big man, I think that kind of, he feeds off that and become what Rudy Gobert is in the defensive factor.
Definitely. And now getting to kind of like the biggest reason for the 76ers strong start. Philly is currently 8-3 and second in the East. Tyrese Maxey has become just a rising star that's perfect to go alongside Joel Embiid, averaging 28.4 points and 7.06 per game. And this team, to me, man, like we're really starting to see just all the pieces around Embiid. It's not just Embiid, but the fact that you have a guy like Tyrese Maxey, you know what I mean? That's really like the key to it, because Embiid has had years where he's put up MVP numbers, but it hasn't translated to anything. But when you have a young rising star who's going to get buckets at any point, in Tyrese Maxey, that is going to be just such a huge catalyst for them. And we're really seeing like a strong unit, cohesive unit, and Nick Nurse is doing a great job in leading them.
Yes.
What has kind of to you been the biggest reason for the Sixers' success?
You just said it, Nick Nurse, heck of a coach. Hate that they got rid of him after I think one season prior to them winning the NBA championship was bonkers to me. James Harden is gone. He's gone. There's no more of that. No more distractions. Add Patrick Beverley, who has that dog mentality, has that let's set a fire. This is the type of jeez Louise, bro.
The type of
mentality. Or dang Wellington. This is
cohesion?
Not cohesion, just like when you bring in there, like what Antonio said with the Raiders about just what they bring in that'll be like the New York Giants. I feel like
spark?
I'm doing not the
like a spark.
No, it's not a spark.
Oh man, I can't even.
It's what you bring, the nature, you know how you got the
intangibles.
No, I feel like we play charades and I'm terrible at this.
Sheesh.
You know how you got the trust the process type, like bringing that in there, because Patrick Beverley's been on winning teams. He's bringing that, like they didn't have that with Philly, like being the aggressors. I can't remember the word I'm trying to look for. We're gonna move on because I put 30 seconds to a minute for that, and I'm sorry, and I'm not on my full game. But no, adding Patrick Beverley, and I think getting rid of James Harden, getting rid of that distraction. You know, hopefully get rid of the general manager. I think he's a distraction. And then Kelly Oubre Jr., I think is one of the best power forwards in the game. I've been watching for the past couple of years, and I'm really impressed at what he brings to the table. And I don't think Joel Embiid, again, should be the number one guy. I'm just saying that. I'm not a huge fan of Joel Embiid. I know you are, but I'm an old school guy, man. Like, get in a paint and bang, bro. He doesn't bang. He does bang.
Settle. He settles for shots a lot. I see that a lot.
He don't bang.
Inside the NBA crew kills him for that. That he doesn't.
Yes, Shaq definitely does.
Yeah, Shaq my goodness. Always will.
I'm an old school guy. Like, if you're gonna be number one guy and we're feeding you the rock, bro, you need to bang. You gotta.
That's what Jokic does. That's what Jokic does.
Oh my goodness, I like Jokic because Jokic do it all. He could bang, he could finish, he could pass. That's what I love about him, because he'd be like, you know, I just want the best.
And he looks just so like I got whatever.
It's effortless. Like I'm like, bro, he should not be playing basketball, bro. He doesn't look. If you walked in a room, just because he tall, you're like, bro, I know you don't play basketball. What are you? You sell insurance? I know you sell insurance, but nah, like if. And Jokic doesn't even want to be the number one guy. I think that's the difference between the two, bro. Like, that's why I like Jokic more than I like Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid's not willing to get in the paint and bang. Jokic is, and digress. But I think you were totally right. It's Nick Nurse, Tyrese Maxey. You know, I'm a huge on point guards, and I think that's the difference. And they don't have any more distractions. They're 8-3. They're looking good.
Free play, really free play. You can go in, healthy environment. There's no toxicity, and they can just really have a shot to, like we thought it going to the season, just Boston, Milwaukee. Those are not. You got to put Philly in that conversation too. They deserve to be in that mix too. Yeah,
right,
absolutely. And before we move on, it's interesting because the teams that are kind of at the top, besides Denver in the West, Timberwolves are there, Dallas is there, also OKC. When you look at that, and then the fact that there's been the teams that we kind of expect to be there, like the Lakers, the Suns, the Warriors, the Clippers near the bottom of the West right now. Like, what team has kind of been the most disappointing so far of that, like, supposed elites here that we kind of thought were going to, be up there to start the season.
Just in the West?
Yeah, in the West.
Oh,
We
excuse
can
me.
get to the East after. We can get to the East after.
Oh, well, I mean, Golden State was number one. Phoenix, I think that's the number one in LA. LA, Phoenix, and Golden State. The Lakers, I knew was going to be, they're going to start slow and they're going to build, and then they're going to drop, and they're going to go crazy right before the break and after the break, and then they're going to go to the playoffs.
That's the way it always goes with them. You just know how the season's going to go for them.
It's weird. It's been like that since he's been on the team. But I think, yeah, Golden State is one I thought was going to be in the top 6. I definitely thought the Phoenix were going to figure it out, especially with Bradley Beal and all these guys, and paper they look good. And I think they haven't transpired into what everybody expected from them. I think the expectation is higher for them than any other team. And then you got the Clippers. I knew they weren't going to be. I thought it was going to be top 10. I didn't think they were going to be the bottom half of the West. And I think percentage of that is these guys are getting old. And 2, James Harden does not want to feed into the role that they're giving to him. Bro, you are a shooting guard. Play shooting guard. You're not a point guard. You don't need the ball in your hands. Go run around. And I watched a couple clips with Gilbert Arenas and those guys, and we're talking about, like, yo, he needs to play 2. He's a shooting guard. He don't need the ball in his hands. Be like Steph Curry. Run around, get to your spots, and shoot.
He would kill doing that.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the type of player he is, because he's so used to having the ball in his hand and ISO. And in my eyes, I don't think he could be that player. So why did y'all go get him if y'all know he can't do anything outside of ISO?
That's what I'm wanting to say. I don't know if you remember, but last year in that Clippers Sun series, the first 2 games, oh my goodness, the Clippers looked like everything was perfect. Westbrook is doing what he's doing, and Kawhi and Paul George can still flourish, and Kawhi is going to be a menace defensively. They had everything that they needed. They didn't need to add anything more. But Steve Ballmer's like, oh, we got to be box office. We got to outdo the Lakers. I'm like, what are we? You're never gonna be the prime team that people want to see in LA. It's always going to be the Lakers. You're not going to win that war. You might as well just actually try to win. And that's the unit unit they had last year. Like, just try to win.
Please, yes, thank you. You said it again. Just try to win. Why are you trying to outshine another team? Just win. You already got 3 future Hall of Famers.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, try to win. You could have got supported.
They were giving Phoenix fits those first 2 games, and now they're just kind of back to that same, hey, like, your turn, my turn offense.
If it was me, Harden would be coming off the bench.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the smartest play.
And then if he wants to still be point guard having ball in his hands, you go with the second group and you can take over as how much you want to. But he's coming off the bench. But that's crazy, bro. But those are the 3 that are like, I'm like, I don't know. Shaky. Yeah, Phoenix is really, really like worrying me at this point. I know it's like 11 games in. It's a 82.
That trio season hasn't even been.
Yeah, no.
To get. What have you thought about the tournament? What have you thought about the in-season tournament and how that's?
I thought that was weird. I was like, because it doesn't go to anything.
It goes. The championship is like the second week of December in Vegas. So, and it's like a money incentive or something like that. But it doesn't help you in the rank or anything. Like, you just.
It doesn't help you win the NBA Finals. What are we, NCAA? What are y'all trying to get more viewership? Like, I didn't understand it. Like, yes, these guys are making X amount of money already. I think this is a play to get more views, because your views have been steadily declining every single year. And people only view it until they get to the NBA Finals or to the playoffs. But I think this is weird because I thought it was weird, bro.
And those are casual, like, like for me, I'm the like, watch it every time it's on TV. I follow it. I follow it a lot. But other people, like the casual fans, are like, I'm only going to watch it when it's just like a primetime game or it's something that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's actually going to get my attention. And the courts are like super loud. Those courts, and you see like the bright blue. It's, some people are like, I don't even want to look at a court like that for that long. So it's interesting because if it was something that actually caused you to like okay, you have this seed in the playoffs or this and that, it would be more interesting. But I feel as though the fact that it's just so early in the season and people are like, okay, what is this actually meaning? What is this actually going to, cause for anything? And people just look at it as like, some people look at it as points. Other people are like, hey, it's more basketball. But Savon is on the side of, hey, what's the point?
You talk about low management. You talk about players sitting out. Now there's more basketball, but
Right.
there are more injuries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's weird. Now you get fined for doing low management, but do you give them more tasks on top? It's just weird. NBA got to choose what they want to do.
Definitely. And I'll get into our first album review with Chris Brown's 11:11. In his latest album, he's got a really good mix of romantic lyrics, classic slow jam sounds, and also simple yet effective melodies. He gives a passionate vocal performance as well as we're used to seeing in his projects. And we mentioned last year about the Breezy album. I know you were a big fan of that and just kind of everything he
Yeah.
put with it. And I do like this project. I feel as though he's one of the few R&B artists I think nowadays that you kind of like rely on to give you like a lot of good songs on a
Yeah.
lengthy project, because some people will give you R&B artists will give you a lot of music, but it doesn't really like match what they're kind of putting out.
Excuse me.
What did you think about this album? And what were some of the this, because he always has those songs where it's like, okay, yeah, these were the top ones, and I feel as though like this album was no exception.
I think it was solid. I thought it was solid. I think I liked the last project better, but I think it did have some bangers. Obviously, they had Meta on here with Best Ever. I
I
like that
love
track.
seeing that. I love seeing her get that look. Yeah, that type of look.
That was a good track. Sensational was good with DeVito and
I love
LeJ.
that.
There were some good
Feel
tracks.
something. Moonlight.
Yeah, Moonlight was good. There were some good tracks on it. It was a solid project. I think he's had better projects.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that kind of had a different concept because I
He's
think
given us so much music. We can be like,
yeah
oh, this
now
one was better. You can kind of like
yeah
spot what his best is.
exactly. But I do think it was a solid project. I wish he would get back to like more concepts. I mean, 11:11.
This was so loose. Like the concept was kind of like
Yeah,
just whatever.
but he's been in the game. He's one of the Hall of Famers, man. He's
Oh,
definitely
for
one of the
sure.
R&B artists who's been around for decades at this
Mhm.
point, and we've seen him grow into the artist he's now, and him going into the stuff with Rihanna and kind of losing, and how do
And
you get
gaining
that
it
back
up.
and
Yeah.
go and go crazy. So his career has been really interesting, and I think this project was dope. Definitely saved a bunch of songs. I didn't say the whole project. Um, 20
That's the
like
thing.
23
That's the
songs is
thing.
a
I didn't
lot.
save. Yeah, there are definitely songs I didn't keep, but it's a lot of music I'm still listening to. Like
Yeah,
Chris Brown
bro.
has that ability. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna revisit a lot of these songs because he knows what he's doing, and he's still one of the best to ever. Like you said, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Jerseys and the Raptors.
Oh, for sure, definitely the Raptors. And I mean, my catalog with his in Apple Music is so like I'm tired of adding music for him. Like, bro, I still listen
I'm
to it.
getting to a point. It's like, hey man, I'm still on your old stuff.
Right, bro. Not even mention your mixtapes, bro. Like,
Oh
come
my
on.
goodness,
Yeah.
bro. Did you like the intro?
Oh yes, I
The
like the
intro's
intro.
fire.
Yeah, that's different.
that's that's the way to
When
That's the way
okay,
to
I was
start
like,
off.
oh, all right, okay, Chris,
Yes,
okay. And then like the first 7 songs got saved, and then like you got
some
some
dance hall.
dance off, some fillers in there, and then you get some real tracks. And the track you just mentioned, what was it called? Shoot,
I think it
you
was.
just mentioned it, Moonlight.
Oh yeah, Moonlight.
Yeah, so like after No One Else by Friday, you got some fillers, and then Moonlight, and I think it kind of like gets to a good point, and then like the last 3 songs is whatever. I think
Yeah,
just placers at this point.
true. Dope project though. Dope
Yeah,
project.
yeah.
He still can put out really good music. And now get into our next review with Brent Faiyaz is Larger Than Life. In his third album, it's stacked with talent, especially from the DMV area, and storytelling that deals with exes, and he aims to kind of merge old school R&B vibes with a contemporary twist. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously his album last year, Wasteland.
Way
I
better.
forgot. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Way better. I revisit that so much.
Mm-hmm.
It dropped at the right time of the year,
Yes.
I just loved the sequencing of that project. This one, it had some good tracks here and there, but I just I couldn't get past. Sometimes I can get past. Okay, yeah, this album wasn't like your last one, but this one was just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I'm not going to be listening to this as much as
Right.
Wasteland. I already have a project that wanted from you more, and this one
Yeah.
just didn't meet that.
Yeah. I love that you said that Wasteland dropped at a perfect time, which it did. It dropped at a perfect time. This one, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, it
Somebody
just a
posted,
surprise
yeah,
drop. Yeah,
right. Somebody posted on Facebook, and I was like, oh, Brent dropped.
he's
And I
dropping.
listened to it, and you like this is how I visualize it. Like I'm in the car, but like I'm not fully committed because I didn't put my seatbelt on in this album. Like Wasteland, I'm buckled
That's a good.
in.
Oh yeah,
I'm with it. I'm riding
the
with it.
interludes, the skits. Like, come
The,
on, bro. Like that
like
one
we
where he
even
was
talked,
crashing the car.
yes, bro. And we talked about the last, like where she just like kill it. I was like, whoa, that went dark really fast, bro. Was not expecting that.
All right.
But it has some crazy songs on Wasteland. This one, it had some, but it wasn't.
Was as
It
memorable.
yeah, it
Was
was
as memorable.
Brent. It was Brent, but it like you said, it wasn't
So
memorable.
many features, like littered with
Yeah.
features.
I was like, I didn't like the one with Coco. I didn't like that one. I'm not a fan of Coco Jones. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Um, it was different. Like it was Brent, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Because if you put out something with, I'd rather you put out with Sonder than yourself, because
Oh
he
yeah,
hasn't dropped
absolutely.
anything with Sonder yet.
Because you just gave us a fire album last year. Just come back with Sonder.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
go
you
to
don't have to
Sonder.
do another individual thing.
We didn't need this. A
Nah,
lot of people
you
liked
didn't.
it. Yeah, I did.
That was
It's
cool.
saved, but I didn't. I don't listen to it like that. It's like I saved it out of respect because I'm a fan. But this ain't.
I'm
This
not
ain't.
running to it. I'm not running to it. Yeah, it's just not a project I'm running to. And like you said, the Sonder one, I feel like that would have been a better direction, especially coming off of Wasteland.
Yes.
And now get into our next review with Fraen's Every Cloud Has a Silver Lining. In this debut EP, the Dutch-based singer songwriter focused on a soulful journey that explores themes of growth, female empowerment, and self-discovery. The title is inspired by obviously the proverbial phrase that reminds us even in the darkest moments, there's always a silver lining. And I recently just heard her this week um, in a restaurant, and I just
Really?
hit Shazam, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to her whole EP, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is really interesting, and I would like to see what she does next. I like the flow of the EP. I think she has a really smooth tone, and it's just a matter of time. I think for her to just find out what she wants to continue to do with her direction. She's still kind of in that middling process of like, I have this great sonic feel, but now like, how do I want to direct the song structure and the songwriting? So
Yeah.
that's what I took away from it. I like what she started off with, and I'm interested to see what she's got next. How did you kind of feel about this?
The same. Because I knew what I expected from Neo Soul. Right. You know what you're gonna expect. Some type of format. Neo Soul has a format. Um, and her voice reminds me of some other artists I can't think of. Like it reminds me of
Georgia
shoot.
Smith. She reminds me of Georgia Smith.
Yeah,
She
she
has a
reminds
good
me of
Georgia Smith song.
Georgia. And it's a couple other artists that she reminds me. I can't think of right now. But like you said, it's I think when she honed on what she really wants to do within neo soul, or if she wants to go from neo soul and just go to R&B, I think there's a avenue for her because her voice I think is translucent. I think it's versatile that she can be able to do those things. But yeah, I thought it was a solid project. I have to give it a couple. I'll just listen it one time through. I gotta listen to it again. But from first listen, I like her voice. I think it has some. I don't know. I think it's no. Actually, she reminds me of other artists, and I think that's a bad thing.
That's a tough one. That's a
I
tough
think
one
that's a
when
bad
you
thing.
yeah you want to sound unique. You definitely want to sound unique in this game because when we have so many people that kind of mirror each other and clone each other, like I know I mentioned this guy like a lot, Jack Harlow. He dropped a new song and it literally sounded like he was trying to imitate the motto. He just was just trying to do an imitation of the motto, and it just I don't know, man. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Jack is just he's just in that bag where he's just kind of just not sounding original. But I one artist that we talked about a lot that we've been asking about gave an update a few days ago. Cecily on Twitter, she said, wanted to give y'all an update on music. I actually lost my voice a few months back after getting sick, and it hasn't fully come back. So I'm in the process of healing, and hope y'all stick beside me in the process. I would say it's at like 85 out of 100 right now. So she did say that she obviously she knows people are wanting that album, and
Yeah.
they like what she's put out for the singles, but that's where she's at right now. And obviously next year she'll probably try to find a right time and like hit it back stronger.
Yeah, because with her voice,
Yeah, she's
she
gotta be
gotta have
100. Her
100%.
voice is everything. It's not like one of those things I can like kind of be in. Like,
I'm wondering though what it would sound like if she made a song with 85% of her voice. Would it give
ooh,
a different new pitch, or will it harm her voice even more? That's yeah.
yeah,
I wonder because maybe she can get in a different pitch because her voice is so beautiful.
it's so beautiful. Like, man, I kind of want it to be at 100 though. Like, I want her to take as much
Yeah,
time as
because
possible. Like,
yeah,
she's
true,
got a great voice,
true,
but like you
true.
said, 85, man. Like,
I'm not sure I
still.
understand.
The feds watching it.
I mean, hey, feds, like, but I mean, I really do think, man, like we said, every single she's dropped, like I've never. It's been a while since an up and coming artist has made me want to hear their album so much.
Yeah,
And Cecily is just she's to me. I don't know. I know you've been high on some of her songs, but she's one of those artists. I'm definitely can't wait to see what she does next,
mm-hmm.
and get better too, and definitely get better too.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah,
over
yeah.
everything.
And her concept, I think this concept for the album is going to be even better
Oh
now that she's
yes,
recovering from being sick.
definitely. And now getting to our next review with Meek Mill and Rick Ross is too good to be true. In this new collab album, it's got the type of production you would expect from a Rick Ross album. Content, luxury rapping, and braggadocio that we're accustomed to hearing from both artists at this point. And man, I got so many thoughts for this album, bro. Like the guest appearances did not work for me.
No,
I don't need French Montana on any more
absolutely not.
songs. And it just feels like one of those things where, and I'm not going to say all the songs were bad because there were some songs here and there that I liked, but for a collab album, I was just thinking about like what was it missing for me. When I'm thinking about all the collab albums I like, it's a straight run through. I really don't have to skip a song.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. I'm like both artists are complimenting each other. It's just a fun listen. Both artists sound like they're having a lot of fun. Not saying Meek Mill and Rick Ross didn't have fun, but it wasn't an enjoyable listen from start to finish. It was just
no.
like me picking which track I liked here and there. To you, how did you feel about this collab album and just your overall takeaways?
Again, these rappers, these people, I understand you have to have a certain length of song to
Not
satisfy.
17.
Yeah, like bro, this could have been like a 10-song album,
Yeah,
but I like their collab. I think their voices mesh well. I
it does.
think,
Yeah,
but their music has become redundant because their sound that was really hot
it
and,
sounded so outdated. This
outdated.
album sounds so outdated, man.
And I used to be a huge fan of Meek, and I'm still a fan of Rick Ross. I
Yeah,
still listen to his music. Excuse me, but I think their sound is so outdated, and they're still trying to elude this day and age sound, and that's why I mean, Lil Wayne said it the best. He was like, "Bro,
don't run
like
from it.
don't run from it." And I think with Nas, he's able to rap similar the same way because he has awesome production and he's an MC. And I can't wait till we do that episode where we talk about MC versus rap.
Yes, yeah,
So
it's gonna be a dope one.
I think that's the difference. Way he's not outdated because he has an excellent producer and he's an MC where his sound and he can make different ways. But y'all talk about the same exact thing, bro. $1 Million Trap, Above the Law, Fine Laws, Star Island, Go to Hell. Hey, talk about something new. I'm tired of it. And I used to be a huge fan. Don't get me wrong. I think Shaq and Kobe was probably the best song on this album. Just as me, I didn't think there were any other songs that really kind of like, yeah, that French Montana was definitely like, bro, I know y'all cool, but take French off this album, please. Jeez Louise. Dead Last
Like,
was
come on,
dope.
like, come on. Nas had a song on Magic 3 called Japanese Soul Bar. Give me some. Get, go in a soul bar. Go in a soul bar. Do something different.
Yo,
Stop giving me the same raps from 2011.
No, for real. And I used to like when I saw an interview with DMX, they're asking like, "Do you think Rick Ross is lyrical?" He's like, "No, he's not lyrical." How many times you gonna talk about sex and eating food and stuff? Like I was like at the time thinking like,
That's
man,
true.
DMX hating. No,
That's
he's
true.
being too honest. He's been completely
It's
honest.
honest.
Like, bro, there's certain things that just can't keep talking about, bro.
Like 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne are dropping a collab album tonight.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait.
Bro, a lot of people slept on this. His collab with Kendrick Lamar, that album, people don't
Yes.
talk about it, bro. That
That
was
and it's
so
only 10
dope.
songs. I was
Mama,
literally
I hit
listening
a
to
lick, bro.
Yes. Man, Savon's the guy. Because I was listening to that a couple weeks ago and I was like, we never reviewed that.
We got to the my head. I got a headache. We got to next week. Bro, that's a slept on collab project,
So
bro.
good.
And 2 Chainz held his own in every song.
He did. That was so far. I'm
Yeah, man.
that.
Yeah, bro. This right here, you could have done without it.
And now getting to our last review, J Rock and Absol's Blowfly. I'm in this new single ahead of J Rock's first album in a few years. Yes, definitely. This song's been a repeat for me. There's just hazy production and a mellow feel to it, but J Rock comes with aggressive and competitive raps throughout. Plus, Absol has a dope hook that complements it. I love the fact that J Rock is coming because I think the last time we had Tyler on, he was talking about like, man, I really want to hear another project from J Rock. It's been a while because obviously TDE had the Absol album drop in September and SZA's. Yeah. Now people are kind of wanting to see what is J Rock going to do, and if he's doing this, what I heard off of this song, I'm all for what he has coming up next because I think, man, this is everything about the song just checks boxes. It picks up when it needs to pick up to, it slows down when it needs to slow down to. Just everything worked for me.
Yeah, bro. Who do you know who produced this beat?
I'm not sure producer.
Let me see. Cuba Gregory, Herbert Stevens, Shauna Reed, because I don't know who it is. But whoever created this beat, bro, bonkers, man. Bonkers beat. First when it came on, like that sample is insane, bro.
I love that sample, man.
And his voice just glides. I never knew I wanted an Absol and J Rock collab so much.
This was necessary.
This was definitely because their voices, because J Rock voice, and then you got Absol, he's more aggressive, slow down voice, and it's just both of them just mesh so good. And that beat hard, bro. That beat so hard. And if this is like a glimpse, like you said, of what J Rock is doing, bro, we all for it. TDE is still alive. Kendrick was a huge part of that label, but they still have some monsters. Absol, J Rock.
They are not out of monsters over there. They still got some.
Reason better come back correct though.
Yeah, that was
that last album, bro.
I don't go back to it a lot. I don't go back to it.
No, me neither. He better. I still go back to the beginning.
Yeah, honestly, I'm at New Beginnings. Man, I haven't left New Beginnings, bro. you gotta come up with something harder.
Because I made that. I was like, he's gonna be the new face of TDE, but the album was not it. He didn't woke
up. Woke up the dog. but
no.
But before we go to break, though, obviously there's been so much in headlines for new music this week. Andre 3000, he's coming with a new album tonight. It's gonna be way different. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, no, bro. I'm surprised you haven't even heard of it. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be completely different from what you're expecting. It's an instrumental based album. He's gonna be playing the flute, wind instruments. But bro, give it a shot. And that's really interesting to see him coming back from a long journey of that big hiatus. I'm trying to think what else has happened. Drake and J. Cole are going on tour.
Yes,
that's gonna be super dope.
I'm going to the Birmingham one, bro, next year. Gots to go. I
was
got
just
to
looking
go,
at that.
bro. Bro,
Big as the
2
Super
of my
Bowl.
top fives
Big as the
in one
Super Bowl.
room, bro. I gotta go, bro. Excellent, excellent tour name, bro. Bigger
I
than a
love
what?
that. I love that. And that song and that video was just, it goes perfectly with it. That was just a
Oh, they dropped
great.
the video?
Yes, you check out the video is like a
Cause that
cinematic, bro.
song, bro. Wait, I got to see his face when he did that little. I was like, bro, keep doing that. Come on,
Yes.
bro, keep
Yes.
going. I wish he would have kept going with that flow. But yeah, now I gotta go watch it. Man, in fact,
Bro, do you have any expectations for the before we close? We really are going to close out this, but there's so much music dropping tonight. Drake is dropping a Scary Hours 3, which I did not expect tonight. And he said he's rapping like the rent is due. So I
bro,
don't
get
know.
out of
I'm
here.
not joking. I'm not joking.
You know, I don't have social media right now,
But if you man, I don't listeners, we don't know what to expect. We're gonna be back next week. We're gonna cover all this stuff, man.
bro.
And
Cause the
and
last
we're
scary
just
hours was
yes, nice.
okay,
He said that
bro.
he said he's rapping like the rent is due. So we're gonna see in a few hours. And if he's actually dropping we're not I'm not even gonna assume he's gonna drop at midnight. He's probably gonna drop at 4 a.m. when everybody's getting ready for work.
Man,
Yeah,
it better be good, bro.
definitely. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.